In preparation for firing, we're going to open up our main gas supply. We'll leave the manual gas valve to the main gas supply closed for this section of our startup. We'll open up our manual gas valve for our pilot. At this point in time, you can remove the test port plug and put a fitting in there, and you can put your manometer on there to check for the gas pressure. The gas pressure set from the factory is approximately 3 inches of water column. It would be a good idea to check that during your test or startup procedure, just to test to make sure that that's the case. Once we have our pilot gas supply available, we're ready to turn on the power to the unit, which we'll do with this power switch here. And we'll wait for the control to initialize. And once the control is initialized, we can proceed to the next step of the startup. To initiate the heat demand for this particular unit, the easiest way is to just use the local remote switch. When it's in the remote position, the switch is open, and when you go to the local position, it closes a contact wired down to the heat demand input on the heat net control board. You also may have a building management system that might be part of this particular system. Chances are that may or may not be available at the time of startup, and you can use the local remote switch to bypass that function at that point. In conjunction with the burner control, we have a test run switch, which is located up in the upper left-hand back corner of the unit, and you can use that to pause the sequence during the operation. After our water flow is established, we can throw our local switch, and that'll initiate our heat demand. The burner control will basically start the blower, and proceed to purge the unit. If you have the vacuum fluorescent display that's available as an option with the Honeywell control, you can read the information that's provided there in conjunction with what's available on the unit. Once the pilot is established, you can put the test run switch from the run position to the test position. That'll stop the sequence at that particular point. As long as we have flame detected, the particular sequence will be held at that position, and you can verify your pilot gas pressure and observe the pilot flame through the observation port that's located up on the top of the unit. Once we're satisfied with our pilot operation, we can proceed to the main firing of the burner. We'll have to open up our main gas valve at this point to provide our gas supply and prepare for our ignition sequence. Once we have our main gas supply available to the main gas valve, we can go ahead and proceed to initiate our heat demand through our T1 switch, and our control will respond by purging the burner again. You can observe the sequence of operation through the display that's available here. Again, this is an option that you'll find on some units. Some service technicians will have that as a tool in their toolbox. If you haven't got a keyboard display module to get that information, you can use a meter through your 5-volt DC jacks here on the amplifier module.